Hi everyone, welcome to Cheltenham Chart. Today we'll just review the Dublin Racing Festival Day 1. Tomorrow's video will include the early week racing and a review of the Dublin Racing Festival Day 2. A lot of shocks on the first day of the Dublin Racing Festival. It looked like a favourites day and didn't really turn out that way until Galopin Des Champs won. We'll go through all those races in this episode and dissect as I can and give you my opinion on what I thought I saw over the first day of the Dublin Racing Festival. I thought it looked a poor renewal of the Nathaniel Lacey, and I think that was proved really. Jatara cut out coming towards the last, although she had tack issues, I think. The favourite had every chance, Predators Gold, and couldn't get it done. Dancing City was the eventual winner, and I didn't think he jumped that well, but he stayed on the best. Loughlin ran absolutely no race. I really don't understand why top jockeys who are riding every day over jumps are being passed over. Well, I do understand, but because he's the trainer's son, but Patrick Mullen's really, I know he probably rides horses at home, but he's only really in bumper horses, and then he's getting onto horses and in big races over jumps. Grade ones where I think he gets a bit out of his depth here, and Loughlin probably was never going to win on this sort of ground, but yeah, I'm at sort of my wit's end watching Patrick Mullen's in grade ones over jumps, to be honest. I didn't back Loughlin, but I am extremely worried about him being on Daddy Longlegs tomorrow. And I suppose that's probably why I'm saying it, because Danny Mullins has been superb today, and he did really well to get Dancing City up in this. And the boys in the Take a Pull podcast put this up at a big price, so well done to them. I don't see Dancing City winning an Albert Bartlett, and to be honest, unless the ground changes a lot, I wouldn't imagine that any of the horses in this race would win the Albert Bartlett. I think as I speak just before the bumper, Kargese was the most impressive winner of the day for me. I thought she quickened nicely. She'll get £7 from Sergino. And this was a lot deeper race than the one Sergino won last week. So although I was deeply impressed with Sergino last week, I do think that Kargese getting the £7 could be a horse to give him a race. I thought she was very professional here after being beaten by Cala Conti, where she pulled far too hard. She's turned that form round really well. I thought she was probably value for a bit more than the winning distance here. I thought she won this nicely. Storm Heart, I don't think had any excuses. I didn't see too many in behind that would feel that they should have got closer to the winner. I thought the winner was a really, really good winner on the day, and I would take her forward out of this race. High Wind out of this race. If he could jump, he'd be a lot better horse, but in truth, I think Kargese is the one you have to take out of this. I think 8-1 each way for the Triumph would be a stonking bet in case Sergino blew out. Maybe she's good enough to win, getting the £7, because this is a big improvement on her first run in Ireland. She's won a grade one now, and I'd give her a slight chance of beating Sergino, but I was deeply impressed with Sergino last week. The Arkle trial, it's hard to know what to make of this, but it certainly made waves in the market. Marine Nationale, to me, didn't jump badly. Just seemed to cut out as about 50 yards from the last. You're waiting for him to come into contention and just take off. And instead, he's just cut out completely. He's jumped the last really poorly. Now, he was wearing a tang strap first time out, and I wonder if his wind's gone here or what's happened to him. I wouldn't be prepared to back Marine Nationale for the Arkle after watching this race, because something's happened here. He's just completely cut out. In the race, Illited Tomps won. Now, I've talked about this horse a few times. He's never been one I've taken to, but he wins grade one races, and he wins them at good prices. So people who follow this horse blind is probably doing very well, level stakes. He's come and he's mugged Found a 50, who I thought was going to win for the whole, virtually for the whole race. I thought Found a 50 was the one that was going to win, and he's just got mugged late on. I wouldn't give up on him in the Arkle. I think he'd have a great chance, and I think probably out this race I would take Found a 50 for the Arkle. But it does bring horses like Hunter's Yarn into it, maybe even JPR1 for Britain. I don't know. I would still want to see Blood Destiny over 2 miles myself. Now, I've gone on about this horse. People must be sick of hearing it, but I do think over 2 miles, Blood Destiny could give these lot a race. Hunter's Yarn, if he can cut out the mistakes, is going to have a chance. Illited Tom himself must have a chance. But I think out of this race and out of these 5 horses, I would take Found a 50. Fossil Vega, Willie Mullins, you know, he trains lots of winners and I've never trained any, but I can't work out why he keeps going for 2 mile races with this horse when it's patently obvious that the horse needs further. He just couldn't quicken with the front 2 when they went away from him. Galopin Des Champs is odds on now for the Gold Cap, and rightly so. He's seen off Faster Slow here, and I actually thought that Faster Slow outjumped him a little bit in this race, and he still won, and he won easily as well for me. So that makes the score between them 2-2, but I think when the Gold Cap comes round, it's going to be Galopin Des Champs all the way for me. I think barring an accident, he's the Gold Cap winner. He was really good here. To win against a horse who probably outjumped him by about 4 lengths over the race is a mighty performance. And, you know, there's not really much more you can say about this race than that Galopin Des Champs is, you know, if he doesn't have an accident, the Gold Cap is more than likely to win. It's unusual to have such a short price favourite for a Gold Cap, but what can you do when the horse is winning against his second favourite as easily as this? It's hard to say that that price is wrong. I thought I Am Maximus doesn't like going left-handed, and I think he'd be a horse for the Powers Gold Cap right-handed in April, but he just couldn't keep up with the front 2 going left-handed at all. But I thought he ran on and he kept on well. He just wasn't in this league this way round. Galopin Des Champs, like I say, the rightful favourite for the Gold Cap, and you know, there's not really a lot more you can say about this race than that Galopin Des Champs goes to the Gold Cap with a very, very strong favourites chance. Well, I said earlier in the video that Kargese was the performance of the day because I was making the video early to get my reaction to all the racing up very quickly today. And if we're looking for Cheltenham winners, then Kargese was not the performance of the day because, quite frankly, the performance of Jeroboam Machin in the bumper was stunning. This is a great guide to the Cheltenham bumper. Dream to Share won this race last year and won the Cheltenham bumper. Kilcrat was second after winning this bumper. I thought this was a superb performance today. I'm not saying that A Dream to Share's probably not run his race. Redemption Day may have bounced, but I mentioned this horse after he beat DB Cooper because I'd heard such good things about DB Cooper. And Jeroboam Machin trounced him, won as he liked. And today he's won as he liked again. He absolutely routed this field today. I have to say that, like, I have talked about them already on this podcast, but the Take a Pull podcast put this one up as well. But like I say, I can't give them all the credit because I actually talked about this horse myself. But this, I have to say now, I am reacting very quickly after the race, but he's 5-1, non-runner, no bet with Hills. After this performance, I'd have the horse 5-2. I know Jalan Duderis is a good horse and Romeo Coolio's been talked about, but this horse impressed me on his debut a lot. They did talk about going over hurdles with the horse, and I thought, well, there's no point in backing it for the champion bumper. And I wasn't sure, was that a one-off? Was he as good as what I thought first time out? But this confirms it to me. I thought this was a stunning performance today, and I think this is a really good horse. And I think the 5-1 non-runner no bet is a very good price, because this horse could be JP's next week. You've seen what happened with A Dream to Share last season. Paul Byrne's got an association with JP. So, yeah, I think this was a very, very good performance. I was blown away, actually, by that. Now, I am reacting after watching it only the once, but I thought he took them to the cleaners here. And, yeah, very, very impressed. Possibly, I know I'm getting a bit carried away maybe, but I was, yeah, deep impression for me. A bit like Sergino last week. I'm getting a bit easily impressed maybe this last couple of weeks. But yeah, blown away by Jeroboam Machin. Really, really good performance from him. So all in all, the Dublin Racing Festival has delivered. I didn't really like the look of the first day card, but it has delivered. I think Kargese was a really good winner of the Spring Juvenile. I think we know now that barring accidents, Galopin Des Champs is, you know, almost a shoe-in for the Gold Cup barring accidents. I hate saying that, but it does look like that. But, like I say, although I've said earlier in the video that Kargese was the performance of the day, it has to be Jeroboam Machin. Absolutely just wonderful performance. And like I say, well done to the boys in the Take a Pull podcast. Take a bow, guys. Great winners today with Dancing City and with Jeroboam Machin. So I'll be back to you with a review of Dublin Racing Festival Day 2 and earlier in the week, any runners that I thought may run at the Cheltenham Festival. So thanks for watching and bye for now.